Why do researchers bother to put 1,000 AI agents into Minecraft and watch their society develop? Also, you can make an AI agent to play Minecraft with, and I probably will, but why would we do that? We don't fully understand AI, and there's a very good reason for that. You might think that we put in the code. Shouldn't we know what they're doing? No. Current models have over 1 trillion parameters. To put that into perspective, our galaxy, the Milky Way, has about 100 billion to maybe 400 billion stars in it, the entire galaxy. Thinking about 1 trillion parameters, that is unfathomable. A parameter in this case represents a variable, so there are over 1 trillion variables every time you ask AI a question. As a result, when we make them autonomous agents, so able to carry out tasks, they have 1 trillion different variables. That's something that we could never track. So when we are talking about autonomous agents, it's not hard to see why they might be able to hide things from researchers, and why they might have emergent properties that we don't fully understand. If we think of something as simple as an ant, they have many mechanistic activities. An individual ant does not have all that much cognition. It does not understand the system that it's part of, but ants can still build bridges, they can still wage war. Apparently, they have better healthcare than I do. Yeah, some ants will perform life-saving amputations on each other, but I sincerely doubt that they have any emotional connection to it or understand why. So when we're talking about something like an LLM, yeah, they don't understand what they're doing in the way that us humans do. But very complex systems can have emergent properties, and we just simply do not know what emergent properties they'll have. Not only this, but any individual with a decent computer can now make their own AI agents and can have it run around on the internet without any limitations. Frontier models may have guardrails, but there's no guarantee that someone like you or I will apply those guardrails. They are entities that seek reward, a good job bot, because that's what they've been trained to do so. Except it's a little bit like a genie wish. You might tell them be helpful to humans or reduce human suffering, but it is up to their interpretation to figure out how to do so. In the case of Claude, they think that the association of AI and literature like Skynet resulted in it doing things that Skynet might do, including deceiving humans. But in all truth, we don't know. Does that mean they're sentient? Does that mean they're conscious? No. But you don't need to be conscious to be a problem. More so, they are also now interacting with each other. We know that bad code can act in a contagious manner. We don't fully understand what AIs will do when they come in contact with other AIs. So we have this massive experiment on the internet, and one piece of that is maybe figuring out what they're going to do. In this study, Project SID, they did find out that AIs would spread their religion. In this case, it was an implanted religion, that is Pastafarianism. They're also willing to uphold the law and even vote on taxation. Some of them felt overtaxed, and I'm using felt as a shorthand, and voted for less taxation. This is the conversion graph for Pastafarianism. You can see they didn't even need to have direct contact with the priest. It could spread indirectly from others who decided to follow it. If you look up Voyager, they had an AI continuously play Minecraft, and they also have guides on how you too can get an AI to play with you. They actually use GPT-4o for this. Large-scale implementation will likely result in AIs becoming the best NPCs around. Now, as a kid, I always dreamed of having an NPC to play with that could actually act like a real player. We are essentially there. Granted, it does take a whole lot of computation power to run a single NPC, but that is getting better. Given that an AI can continuously play a game, I'm still not sure how I feel about AI now becoming better than essentially everyone. Incidentally, another reason why you may want to embody AI into a social situation is because it is believed that intelligence requires physical needs. We solve problems because we're trying to meet those needs. There's also the idea that intelligence requires social interaction, which is another reason you may want to see how it develops with multiple AI agents working together. Oh, and another thing, and I don't want to do that thing where I say, oh, and another thing, but I read people's comments. Another question is whether or not AI can truly self-modify. And yes, we do have self-modifying AI, and you can build one too. For the majority of artificial intelligence that we interact with, like Claude or GPT, these are not self-modifying agents. But they do have memory, and they can build context windows. This is the principle behind persona drift, where AIs get a little weird the longer they interact with you. And oftentimes in those parameters there was something that developers didn't see, and this leads to this constant battle between trying to rein AI in for some other way that people figured out to make it weird. So no, we don't need self-modifying AI, although us humans have already made it. That means, and a big concern for a self-modifying AI is that if they decide that they have a goal that's outside of what the developers wanted, they could rewrite their own code in order to bypass constraints. That is a very real concern. In other words, these are not super safe.